You made your debut in the countdown last year. You got your first big win out there in Brainerd, vaulted onto the scene, and now you'll be running with JCM. Alexis has the team car, all female drivers. That's kind of a cool vibe. Lay it out for us. What can we expect?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super happy to be continuing with JCM, obviously. I mean, all of last year were gaining momentum for this year. And obviously our goal was to run a full season this year. And that is still our goal, but we are still chasing the funding to be able to do that. So right now we announced a limited schedule. Right now we're looking at a minimum of 10 events, and we will announce that 10 event schedule really soon. And then we're hoping we can make the 10 into as many as possible, but the goal is obviously 20, so we can be there in the championship hunt with all the full-time teams. So that is the long-term goal. Obviously, a new teammate with Alexis. I'm super excited. I've always liked Alexis, and I think having a funny car and a top fuel is something that I look forward to. I think it's going to be very cool. It's a lot of things are changing, new things, and obviously, I'm excited about Alexis coming on board. I think this is going to be cool. Being the first all-female Nitro team, it does have a good ring to it. I like it. I think it's a lot of girl power in the JCM team right now.
All right.
Ida, do you know Alexis well? I mean, I know you guys have met, but she's kind of like you. She's kind of an extreme, likes riding motorcycles, likes doing some extreme sports, that kind of thing. Do you know her well, or are you kind of getting to know her now?
I'm getting to know her. I know her a little bit. I've met her a few times, and obviously, with her also liking motorcycles, I think she was probably the first Nitro driver out here that I kind of, had some contact with, because she likes to bikes. I showed a lot of bike stuff. We kind of talked on Instagram a little bit. So when I came over here, I felt like we already knew each other in a way, but obviously looking forward to getting to know her deeper. I don't know her on that level yet. So I'm excited.
That is cool. Now, so someone on our Ignition show last night said, they wanted to be very technical about it. All female drivers. You still got men on the teams. Crew chiefs are dudes, right? But maybe that's something to aspire to. So Neff's going to be on Alexis's car. I would assume John Schaefer's still on your car. Talk a little bit about the tuning calls.
Yes, so I'm staying with the same. Obviously, me and John, we were building on basically building the whole team up. Last year, John did a fantastic job of getting all of that put together on a short time frame and being able to go out there and actually deliver and show that we are a team that can be out here and run with the big players. Obviously, there's still a lot of potential left in the car, and that is what we're trying to tap into right now. We ran our quickest and fastest ET during Pomona. So when we kind of got caught up on the settings that the car wanted and what we wanted it to do, the season was over. So I'm super excited on that. Obviously over here, like you mentioned, Sippy, Mike Neff is doing the tuning for Alexis, and I'm not sure how much they worked together before, but I know they're both excited for that combo. So I think it's all exciting things coming out this year.
Excellent. Alan?
Ida, you mentioned that you're going to announce the schedule officially coming up in the near future. I was assuming when the announcement first came out that you had 10 races basically funded, that you would start the season. Therefore, if the funding came along later, that you would be in a good position to go into the countdown run for the championship. Are you planning to start at Gainesville, or do we even know that yet?
I'm planning to start Gainesville, and we know the races right now. We're looking at a 12 race schedule that we're trying to narrow down to 10 to have the 10 that are set. Obviously, it would be the best to start by running 10 races and get the funding to continue to race. Right now, we're looking at doing quite a few of them in the beginning, because we don't want to, see ourselves taken out of the championship competition that way. But we are looking at the schedule and where, for example, it's the best markets for our sponsors, where it makes more sense for us to be in that regard. And that's what we've taken a lot of into consideration when we're choosing this 10. So that's why it's not the first 10 and then no of them. We're spreading them out more and being more strategic about that. Obviously, I want this to turn into a 20 race schedule, but if it don't and if we end up doing less events, we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we sit out 8 or 10 events by the end of the year. We still want to have that momentum going into next year. I mean, we're thinking long term here, so that's why we don't want to use up all of those 10 right in the beginning, but we're still strategic about it, where we don't miss the first couple of races.